Guess what, guys? It's Bronze 1. If you watch this video and you do everything in this video, guess what? Wood League is going to be gone forever. You're never going to be back in Wood League again. So, pay attention. Pay attention, Zerg players. We're about to go into Silver League. You're going to become a silver player. Bronze is going to go away. No more third place on the podium. Yeah. This sounds good. Now you're gonna go for second place. But yeah, so what we're gonna do, realistically, it's everything we've done in Bronze 3 and Bronze 2. It's gonna be the same thing in Bronze 1. You're just gonna get more examples, and every single time we get promoted to another league, I feel like we're gonna try to do things slightly faster, slightly faster, slightly faster. So I'm gonna keep, and just so you guys know as well, I am going to keep adding in new concepts every time we get a full league promotion. Not like a division promotion where it's like Bronze 3 to Bronze 2. I'm talking about like if we get to Bronze to now Silver. Once we get to Silver, we'll start adding in more concepts. So the concepts, just to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek for what we're looking forward to in Silver. Silver is going to be about more scouting focus, like very basic, but it's going to be very basic scouting focus mixed in with the build, and it's also going to be learning how to SimCity your base. So basic scouting with SimCity. Gold League is going to be something more along the lines of more tools to learn to help you play the game more properly, and with also basic scouting. And then Platinum League is going to be more about actually more advanced scouting and identifying what composition means and like learning how to make composition. And then Diamond Plus is going to be all about learning how to like manipulate the map and micro and play really advanced playstyles that actually are proper at like high level play. And then it just gets more advanced as you go up. So that's kind of what you're in for. That's kind of how I thought it would be a good way to organize the guide. So if you're someone who's like, I want to learn how to rapid fire. I want to learn how to use camera hotkeys. I want to learn these things. I want to learn advanced ways to play StarCraft 2. I'm going to be telling you guys about those in Gold League probably. And that seems like, I actually feel like that seems like a good place to incorporate those as well. Okay, so once again, all we're doing, 5 SOD, 5 SOD, 5 SOD. 5 SD. Make the drones, boys. Vibe, when did you first get GM? So I am an old man of StarCraft. I'm an old dog of this game. I have been playing StarCraft 2 since day 1 of the beta of StarCraft 2. I almost even got to play the alpha of this game, but I didn't get in the Friends and Family alpha. I wasn't cool enough back then to get that. So I wasn't invited to that, but I knew a friend of mine who was, and he told me about it a little bit. And then, yeah, I got to play in the beta, day 1. And then I've been playing ever since then, and I got GM. I was playing in pro tournaments in the beta, so I was GM as soon as GM came out. I think GM came out like a year after the game came out, or a year after beta started. I think GM came out like 6 months after the game came out, because it was like Diamond League was like the highest league, I'm pretty sure, at the start of the game. I can't really remember perfectly back then. It's a long time ago. It was like 11 years ago. But yeah, I was I got GM right away. I played random in the beta, and then I played Zerg as a pro gamer all the way through like 6 years, 5 years. And then I started playing random again around 2016. And then ever since 2016, I've been playing random ever since then. Okay, we're going to make our Evo chamber and Evo chamber. Go ahead and make a inject. Inject. Also, yeah, people who are wondering, is my opponent Masters? No, he's not actually Masters. It's a bug. There's a bug in NA right now where a lot of players who are playing their placement matches, they just get put in Masters 3. It says they're Masters 3. Even though their MMR is not Masters 3, it says their league is Masters 3. So they still play in like a silver or a bronze range of players, with a tag that says I'm masters, but they're not really masters. So it's just buggy. That's all it is. Okay, we're injecting. We're injecting. We're making the hatchery. Hatchery, dude. Hatchery. Make some roaches. Safety roaches. We just made a few of them. Like 6, 7, 8. Anywhere in that range is good. Don't stress too hard about the exact number. Just build it. If you make 9, it's still okay. A little bit like 9 plus, 10 plus, 11 plus. Getting a little bit on the extreme end. But just try to make anywhere between like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 to 8 is great. 5 to 9 is getting a little bit off a bit, but still okay. You just want to have some roaches in case you get attacked. So if you get all in right now, you could be like, okay, start making roaches as these roaches start defending myself, and you will over macro your opponent over time, and you have a very high chance to not die. That's the whole point of why we do that. It's to like buy you time to make more roaches without all your drones dying. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start injecting our third base with this queen. We started another queen to keep creep going. We can rotate drones, right? Let's fix our drone count. Or our drone saturation, rather. Inject. 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 Fab, I remember you when you played pro. I remember watching you when you played pro. Oh yeah, man. Thank you. That's a long time ago. I was pro in Wings of Liberty and early Heart of the Swarm. It was definitely fun. I loved it. And I'll probably do it again if Frost Giant Studios has a pro game esport type thing going on. I would love to do it again. But for StarCraft 2, I don't really want to do it again. StarCraft 2, I've kind of like done my part in StarCraft 2 already for pro gaming, and I'm kind of good. I enjoy the game more if I just play it like this, like make content, rather than not make content and just play in tournaments. What I meant by that is I don't enjoy just playing Bronze League all the time. It's like, oh, I don't want to play tournaments anymore because I just like playing against bronze players. I didn't mean it like that. It's more just like I just like making content instead of going full tryhard in tournaments. Okay, so drone count is at 66. We're good to go. Now we make the Hydra den. And, yeah. We can start 2-1 upgrades. Make a few overlords. And we can saturate our gas properly. Over here, saturate our gas properly. Get one more because I missed one. Stack injects. Stack injects. Or Q injects, rather. You queue them up. So you can, again, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. If you have a lot of energy on your queens, you can legit hit larva, hold shift, and click, 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 and you queue up injects one after the other, after the other, after the other. It's a good way to make sure your injects keep popping non-stop and you don't miss it.
Looking back, SC2 has been a crazy run and a lot of people didn't end up with anything outside a few years of tournament play. It's awesome you made something more and get wieners to donate to you.
Get wieners to donate to you? Yo, thank you very much, Barry. Yeah, it's been, honestly, StarCraft 2 has changed my life. I'm not going to lie. This game is, I was a different person before and after this game. So I love it. StarCraft 2 is definitely very important to me for how much it's done, you know, to change my day-to-day. Like 10 years ago, I was a waiter in a restaurant who was playing games for fun with his friends. And then I decided I was pretty good at games, I thought. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go try and play it as a pro gamer. And then now I'm actually able to, and people always used to tell me as well when I was younger that they were like, you need to stop playing games as much as you do, and you need to like work more. I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. I actually like playing games, and like I don't need more money to do shit that I don't care about. That's how I used to think about it. Because I just wanted to play games. I don't know. I was addicted to games ever since I was a kid. And then a lot of people told me I just need to like pick up more hours at like my job as like a waiter, or like a back waiter at PF Chang's. So I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. No, I'm good. I don't want to do that. And I was like really putting off college. I was like, I'll probably go back. But then streaming and pro gaming happened, and also I was a streamer at the very beginning too, because Justin TV was a thing back then. And this became my. I didn't think this would last this long, and this became my new thing. I'm like, okay, fine, hell yeah. And now I'm kind of just going with it as long as I can. I love doing it. I love streaming. I love making content. I love being able to do this day to day. Okay, let's make drones. We gotta go to 85. We're almost done. Let's make another hatchery because we need another base to go to. Keep spreading that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creepola. Should creep spread be a bronzing skill? Yes, it should, I think. Because guys, like, what are you doing? If you don't spread creep, think about it. What the hell are you doing if you don't spread creep? You know what people are doing if they don't spread creep? They're running Zerglings around someone's base. Or they're moving an Overlord over here or something. Or they're looking at the other side of the map in a weird way. I think you should be spreading creep because it's a mechanic of Zerg. All you're supposed to be doing is injecting your bases and spreading creep. Spreading creep.
Vibe spends most of his time on the playground showing third graders he can do more push-ups.
This is a yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I do. This is a habit I think you definitely should be developing early on in your career as a StarCraft player. Whatever, however far that might take you. You should definitely be working on your creep spread. Because if you don't, like, again, what the hell are you doing if you don't creep spread? Like, what is more important than creep spread? There is no answer. This is like the only thing that's more important about than creep spread as Zerg is Larva. And we're also injecting hatcheries. So it's a combination of injecting your hatcheries and spreading your creep. This is by far the most important thing you can be doing as a bronze player. And again, you want to know how the leagues, in my opinion, will level you up? How you level up as a player? How much creep has my opponent killed in this game? How many times have I had to replace creep that has died? 0. How many times has my opponent killed creep in all of the games I've played in all of bronze? Only one game has my opponent killed creep while I've been in bronze. It was a Zerg player who I just got all in by a minute ago. He actually stalled my creep out a lot because he killed my queens and he like killed some of the tumors. But it's not about spreading creep as you grow as a player. It's about defending your creep as you grow as a player. Spreading creep should be a default. It's so easy to spread creep. You literally go like this. Creep. 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 It wasn't that hard, but that, you know what that did? Or that, what that, you know what that did? You know what that did? You know what that does? That gives me so much control of the game. It's insane. Now let's go A move, shift A move, shift A move, shift A move. Call it a day. Stack up some injects. Stack up some injects. Let's go ahead and get a couple of carapace and weapon upgrades. Stack up some injects. And stack up some injects. We can take another base too because we're starting to mine bases out. We're going to go back and fix those. So fix, 2 off. Fix, get 6 off. Fix, get 2 off. And then send them over there. That's fine. Now look at my supply. Let's remax. So all supplies are rallied here. We can even grab this one because you just built it. Rally it here. Hold down, make Hydra right now. Maxed out. Now while we're maxing out, and we're just waiting again, spread creep. Spread creep. This is what you should be doing as a bronze player. If you don't spread creep, please tell me what you're doing instead. Like, you need to do this. Like, if I get into the mindset of a bronze player, you know what I think you're doing instead of spreading creep? You're doing this. Like, if I looked at this fight for the last 30 seconds, or if I didn't look at this fight for the last 30 seconds, the outcome would have been the same. It didn't change anything. I just got to watch it, right? Like, the outcome for me changes because I'm like, I got to watch Hydra's kill stuff. Woohoo! Oh my god! But I mean, you need to macro. Again, the whole point of everything is we want to build you up as a player to be able to not take. If I tell you, like, here's an example, okay? Here's an example. If I'm gonna do 2 rounds of this, okay? I'm gonna do 2 rounds of this. If I say inject, and we're gonna start the clock at 14:45. 14:45. This is bronze, okay? 14:45. Start the clock. Go now. 1. Inject. 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 Creep. 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 Okay, like 15:29, or let's say 15:30, just to round it off. If it takes you about 45 seconds to do the process of what we just did, that's, you know, again, not terrible. Because if your map looks like this, because you're doing it all the time, fucking wonderful, keep doing it. But you can definitely get faster at it. You can 100% get faster at doing that process. Now, if we're gonna do it as fast as we can, let's just say we're the Zerg player who's no longer a bronze player because we've built ourselves up with the process of spreading creep and injecting hatcheries a lot. Now we're in Platinum League or something, or like we're Diamond maybe. We're definitely like growing as a player, right? We're getting better. So now I go, okay, go ahead. It took you 45 seconds in bronze to do that or something like that. How fast can you do it in like a higher level player? So we'll start at 16:25 or 16:30. I'll listen to this first.
GM. Love your last series vibe. Too bad I'm a little late.
No, thank you very much, dude. Grimfay, thank you for the $6 donut. Appreciate you, man. Much love. You're not that late. We're still in Bronze League. You're all good. Okay, 16:40 we'll start. And then I'll do it for real. Okay, we'll just go inject, 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 inject. My queen's gone here. I don't know. Okay, there we go. It's over here. Queen, come back. Inject, 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 inject. Back to this space. Inject, inject, inject. Creep, 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 creep. Like, you can do it in like 10 seconds. It goes much faster. If you get more comfortable with moving your camera screen around the screen. Like, for instance, if I go, okay, I want you to stop your camera. Scroll it to the left. Scroll to the left. And stop it to where the Hydras are like right in the middle of the screen. Try your best to do that. And you go like this. Okay. If you're that accurate, that's fucking great. Because you know what that means? It means you can definitely spread your creep super accurately as well. Because you will definitely be able to do shit like this. Where it's like, grab your tumor. Every single time you scroll the screen around, you can accurately click a tumor. And click it all the time. And you're going to have, you know, fast-paced creep spread, and it's going to go way better. But if I tell you, if you're doing the same thing, and I'm like, okay, scroll your screen to the left and try to get the Hydras in the center, and you go like this, you're like, all right. Oh, dang it. Well, it means you need to get more comfortable playing the game. And how do you get more comfortable playing the game? You practice doing things like spreading your creep, which requires you to get more adjusted and comfortable with the setup you're running on. And it has so many benefits as well. Like, creep is God mode for Zerg. It gives you vision of everything. It gives you mobility in so many ways. It just is, it's amazing to have it, and it also denies expansions of your opponent if they're also not Zerg. If they're like Protoss or Terran, you suddenly consume expansions with creep and they can't even build there. It is by far what you should be working on. Like, 100%, I am a big advocate for you spreading creep in bronze, because again, what else would you be doing? You literally sit there doing nothing otherwise. You do nothing otherwise. You just wait. I just realized you already won the game. I just want you guys to really know that spreading creep is something you should be doing in bronze. You totally should be. Spreading creep is not the hard part. It's really easy to spread creep. And once you get used to what I just showed you, it's so fucking easy and fast. The hard part about spreading creep is retaining it and defending it versus someone who kills it. That's the hard part. And that will not happen in, that does not happen to you in, what's it called? In bronze. It doesn't really happen to you, honestly, until probably upper platinum to like diamond. That's when people finally start trying to kill your creep, usually. Like on an average, on a consistent basis. And that is way harder to defend your creep than it is to just spread it when no one's trying to kill it. That's so easy. Definitely get in the habit of spreading it like a beast. It'll make you such a stronger player. Yo, Sharvy, thank you for the 9-month resub. Thank you, man. Pin 15 club. I'll load another 100 if you all want to do another round. Just need 5 people to say pin 15 club. Pin 15 club, Barry. There, you'll get that in a couple minutes with stream delay. I won't type it. I'll let you hear it. That way you get a surprise. Okay, so here's the attack. This is when we attack. And when we show up to our opponent's base... wait, someone asked a question. Vibe, is it okay to camera scroll for creep, or should you click the minimap? Yeah, 100%. I 100% recommend you scroll your camera to spread creep. 100% recommend that. You should not be spreading creep through your minimap and clicking your minimap and then clicking here and then clicking the minimap and then clicking here and then clicking the minimap and then clicking here. This is why I told you to go to options in the first video. If you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch that shit. That's why I told you to go to mouse and keyboard and
can't wait till you do Protoss B2GM.
Move this shit up to 50%.
Thanks for doing this.
No worries, Vintage. Thank you very much for the 10, man. Appreciate you very much. And Charvy, thank you for the 9-month resub. Thank you, guys. Yeah, scrolling with your screen is so much more efficient and quick to spread your creep. You just have to get, like I said before, remember how I was saying, if you can accurately have things in your screen and you don't go like this. Whoops. I know some players, if you're not used to this, you think this is like, holy shit, how can like you make that army go in the middle of the screen? I'll stop now before I make someone throw up. But it's literally just like, whoop, there we go. You just get used to like moving your mouse. It's very, 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 very good. I got another 5k bits to match if you wieners want. Thank you very much, Burry, for the bits, dude. But yeah, anyways, here's the fight. Burry, appreciate you, man. Thank you. And again, we're about maxed out. He's at 144. Totally fine. Worker count.
Here we go again.
We got a big advantage here. Food of Fear, thank you for the 25 again, dude. Much love. We're fighting against Colossus Stalker Cannon. Or sorry, Colossus Carrier Cannon. But there's just not, there's not enough for Protoss. We just have too much. So it's just overwhelming. And even though we're losing a lot, he's also losing a lot. And look at the supply. We're as high in supply as we were when the fight started as when it's over. Because we made 23 Hydras at once. Because again, what are we doing? We're just spreading creep and injecting hatcheries. That's all we're doing, all game. We're doing nothing else. I hope that makes sense, though. It's definitely worth your while to spread your creep. Definitely worth your while. Vibe, I sent you a $10 donation. Oddly, no message about it, but thanks for doing this. It'll show up, Vintage. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting the stream, man, and supporting B2GM. I appreciate it a ton. Thank you. Vintage, love you, man. Thank you. Food of Feared, thank you for the merch for the 25. Barry, thank you for the bits. You guys are great. So let's go ahead and make an Overlord. Sorry. Oh, God. Vibe just basically roasted me. Are you talking about when I said, what are you doing instead then? I mean, it's again, guys, don't forget. What does the text up here in the top right say? Of the screen? It's about learning priorities. And if you don't think creep spread is a priority, you got a problem with Zerg. If you think creep spread is not a priority for Zerg, you need to rethink your priorities, because that is it's one of the biggest priorities you have as Zerg. If you don't creep spread as Zerg, you're gonna have some problems. You're going to have problems. You're gonna be like, why is this so hard? Oh my god. Everything's so hard.
Oh,
5 SD, guys. 5 SD, 5 SD. Welsh Boy, thank you for the gifted sub to Lloyd. Can we get a Vibu gift in the chat for Welsh Boy? Thank you very much, dude. Thank you very much, Welsh Boy. Much love, man. I know my stream's gonna be delayed, so people aren't gonna hear that till later. Okay, so we put 3 drones on gas.
Yeah.
Get a couple of queens.
If you donate your butt, I'll make sure you nut, but if you don't donate some bits, you're a bunch of little shits.
Thank you, Barry.
Our drones are under attack.
Okay, so again, Reapers in the base. Do we care? No. You know what I'm doing instead? 5 SD. 5 SD. 5 SD. Let's make a queen. Let's make a layer. We can move our queen now that we've injected our hatchery towards where the Reaper is, and forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Just forget about it. Five SD. That's all we're doing. 5 SD. So now, hear me out again. Think about this for a second. What should I be doing right now? Think about, like, what can I do with my time right now in bronze? What would I do? Right? Would I just stare at my base? I'm just 5S doing 5 SD, 5 SD, 5 make overlord. Watch my supply, make an overlord. 5 SD, 5 SD. What else should I do? There's like nothing to do. So I'm definitely advocating for the creep spread. Definitely. So, okay, let's make Roach Warren. Let's make double Evo. And again, this time around, we made the Roach Warren and double Evo super late. But again, that's not the biggest deal. It's not like, oh my god, that's the worst ever in Bronze League. It's okay, because at least we're following the important things, which is we're following the guideline of minerals as a priority over gas, and we're also following the priority of we're trying to spend our larva as much as we can. And we're spreading creep in the meantime while when we inject, we pair that with creep spread. So we go inject, inject, spawn a creep tumor, click this creep tumor, and spawn a creep tumor. Now I can saturate our gas. We can start a roach upgrade. We can start a missile upgrade.
We learning micro this game? Hell yeah.
No, we're not. Definitely not. No micro. Not right now. Too early. Diamond is micro. It's great. I feel like a lot of players out there too, they don't even realize that Diamond really is micro. They always overdo it. They're like, no, Gold's micro, vibe. No, Silver League is micro. No, Platinum League definitely micro. It's really Diamond. It's really Diamond League. You just need to get good at your mechanics of your race before that. Like, really get good at your... For Zerg, really get good at your creep spread. Really get good at micromanaging your economy. Really get good at your injects. If you're good at those, you fucking crush once you get to Platinum and so on. And getting to Diamond's not that hard.
Vibu, yes.
Yo, Asperike. Thank you very much for the 2-month resub. Okay. Okay, so let's inject. Do I have a 4th queen? I do have a 4th queen. Let's make a creep tumor. Let's inject. I can't. Let's inject. I can't. Okay, it's all good. Let's make a Hydra den. Let's make 2 gases. And keep making drones. We just made a big round of drones. We're at 64. Let's make a gas here. Let's just tell my drones to come back and mine this base. Just control click the aids and be like, hey, mine that base. Fuck it. Because I need to saturate the gas properly. But now we're over by 1, so let's grab 1 drone off and send it to the 3rd base. We're still down by a few drones, so let's make a couple extra. Get ready to build another base. Saturate these gases while taking Hydra upgrades. Put 1 more on that gas. Now we're going to make Hydras and Overlords until 120 supply. And in the meantime, we're going to do another inject. Another inject. Another inject. Saturate that gas. And spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Let's grab our queen and spread that creep. Spread that creep right here. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Cool. Keep making Hydras. We're not done yet. Oh, we're under attack. By what? Oh, Banshee. Okay. Select my army. Attack towards the mineral line. Let's go ahead and make a drone. Or, I mean, make a spore. Make a spore. Make a spore. Inject my bases. Inject my bases. And I can't inject here because my queen's dead, so let's make a new queen. And let's rally my drones here. My hatcheries here, because we just lost drones, guys, so we need to fix that. Make drones. And now saturate the gas. Again, because we just made a bunch of drones. We're back to 66. Let's take my Evo chamber upgrades for 2-1 upgrades. And let's spread some creep. Spread some creep. Spread some creep. Spread creep. Creepy, creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. And more creepy, creepy. Okay, cool. Now let's take this queen and let's maybe send it over to this base to get ready to start injecting that base. The drone count's still good. Let's go back to 120 supply. Around there. We got 124. Who cares? It's all good. Let's re-rally my hatcheries now to the new base. And let's make drones. Why did we make army up to 120 supply off of 66 drones? Just in case we get attacked, it'll keep us alive. You have to do this for Zerg because you can't make army and drones at the same time for Zerg. It's the one awkward race. So we have these breakpoints where we like make a little bit of army, make a lot of drones, make a little bit of army, make a lot of drones. And then finally, when we get to that good drone count, we just explode army the entire game because we're at 85 workers, which is like the super good situation. I feel like Bronze would like to sack Overlords. I don't agree with that. The reason, you know why I don't agree with that? Do you know what happens when a Bronze player looks at an opponent's base? Let me give you an example. Genuinely, this is what I think of a Bronze player. Don't take offense to this, Bronze players, but it's very true. This is what a Bronze player does if you sack an Overlord. Let's pretend I'm sacking an Overlord. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Okay. 7 Marines came to kill me. He could be going Banshees. He could be going Battlecruisers. He could be going for a tank push. He could be going for Widow Mines. He could be going for Marauder timing. He could be going for Ghost Nukes. I don't know anything that I just saw. I have no idea what any of that means. He could be going for another command center.
Oh man,
and then
it's the
suddenly,
legendary B2GM.
Suddenly, like, 60 seconds has gone by, and you're like, I haven't macroed at all, because I'm just, like, turning the gears in my brain, thinking way too much about my opponent's build, and I'm not thinking enough about my own build. I don't want you to scout in Bronze, because you can't even macro in Bronze.
Like, B2GM.
Bronze is like...
These are the best.
Yo, thank you very much, Mindering. And Very Bash, thank you for... Mindering, thank you for the 2. Very Bash, thank you for the 33. And Amy is stupid, thank you for the 6. Month resub, thank you guys. I think Bronze League is all about just giving someone fundamentals to like work on. It's not about overcomplicating the game for them. Don't make the game confusing for a Bronze player. Don't make them overthink things and be like, what does this mean? I don't know. Just let them chill the fuck out and, you know, have a good time macroing. If you can't macro fast, don't add more to it. Like, again, we're going to do very basic scouting. We are going to level up scouting as we go. But here's another reason why you don't want to scout in Bronze either. Not only do you not know how to read a scout at all, but it doesn't even mean anything because your opponent probably also doesn't know at all what they're doing either. So even if you see something that feels like it should mean something, it doesn't mean anything because you want to know what? People in bronze do shit like this. They open up with like 8 barracks, and then you're like, oh, he's 8 racks soloing me. And then he fucking teleports a battlecruiser in your base 7 minutes later, and you're like, what? What just happened? And you like scratch your head, you're like, I don't know what's going on anymore. That's genuinely bronze. That's legit how it goes. Okay, hive cluster's under attack. So now let's go ahead and go defend that. So we'll aim move that with our selectable army. Call it a day. Let's inject our hatcheries. Inject, 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 inject. Okay. So again, we were just gonna do the mechanics, right? Guys, it's just mechanics. Don't. This is where I highly disagree with all these people that say these kinds of things, where they're like, you should really be doing this, you should be doing that, you should be doing this. Are you sure? Like, what? Again, think about it for just a second, okay? Like, I just want to talk about the scout one more time. I just want to really nail that shit into the ground. If you prioritize scouting over injecting and creep spreading, what does that scout do for you? What is a bronze player capable of with a scout? You want to know what I think you do to a bronze player if you make them scout and they lose an overlord? You make them paranoid. And then they do shit like this. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on. Let's make spores when I don't need them. Let's make 8 spine crawlers. Let's not build drones in the same process. Let's start building a bunch of army because he killed my overlord, which means he has things that can kill me. No, it's really bad. You just confuse the shit out of a player if you make them scout in bronze because they don't even know how to read what they're seeing. They don't know anything. Scouting is here's another thing about StarCraft. Believe me when I say this. I, as a player who plays StarCraft 2, as a GM player, I can guarantee you, if I play at a GM level, I can kill every single platinum player repeatedly without scouting a single thing they ever do. And do you want to know why? Like, if I just play Zerg and I creep spread, and you want to know why I can do that? It's because if you can play efficiently, then the game actually makes sense. If you cannot play efficiently, the game does not make sense. It doesn't. Why does it not make sense? Because when you scout someone in like high level, when scouting actually represents a factor where it makes sense, and you go, oh, he's going for this build, that's the 3 command center 5 Rex build. You expect the Terran player to be hitting a window of a timing within like a 30-second volume of time where it's like he's going to be scary right around here. This is where Terran is going to be powerful. And the Terran always hits that timing because he knows how to play. But if you have a player who is much lower league play in a way where you scout him and you go, okay, this guy's doing the 3 command center 5 racks build, and he does a thing where he's like, okay, well, he should have been attacking me between like 6 minutes and 30 to like 7 minutes, but now he's not at my base until 9 minutes and 22 seconds. And why is that? It's because players in lower leagues don't play efficiently. They do not play efficiently. I'm sorry, if you're a platinum player or if you're a gold player or if you're a bronze player or a silver player, whatever, and you're like, dude, I play efficient. Do you though? Stop lying to yourself, okay? Stop lying to yourself. I'm not good at everything. There's plenty of things I suck at. But I'm gonna let you guys know a secret. I'm actually not that bad at StarCraft, so I think I know what I'm talking about in this game. But I'm bad at plenty of stuff in life. I'm bad at plenty of stuff in life. And I can tell you right now that platinum and below, I'm not gonna say you're bad at StarCraft. I'm not saying that necessarily. But what I am saying is you can't do builds efficiently. You cannot. So if you can't do builds efficiently yet, because you're still growing as a player. You can become a player that can do builds efficiently. It's not like you're forever platinum or forever gold. You can grow up as a player and become stronger and become more efficient with focusing on the right things to do. But if you are gold or something like that, and I scout you, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just like, okay, well, he's doing a build inefficiently. It just makes no sense. So overemphasizing scouts in lower leagues is literally a waste of. Like all it does is you take a player and you confuse the shit out of them, where they're like, all right, what does this mean? I don't know what this means. What is going on right now? I'm so confused. I don't understand what is happening. Let's freak out and overreact in 10 different ways. People just freak out all the time. They freak out all the time. Because you can play the game blind and out macro someone and win the game every time. Genuinely, you can. Like, look at this. I didn't even ever look at the battlecruiser in my base one time. What does this battlecruiser do? I didn't even defend this. I did not even defend this battlecruiser. And what does this thing do? Let's look at macro during the process. So it flies over, it kills the Hydra. It kills the Queen. It aggroes some more Hydras that just start chasing it. We're making 18 Hydras in the process. It flies over, some more static D. We made these because he had a Banshee. And then he teleports out. So ultimately, like, we didn't even know the battlecruisers in our base. And that thing killed Queen, Hydra, drone. I think 2 drones died here because I'm only at 14. And then it teleports away. Like, again, that wasn't that scary for us. That was not a big deal. But if the Terran player does something like overemphasizes gas and does a battlecruiser build to like teleport, like to get a battlecruiser in my base and fly around and teleport away, that's a move that sounds fun. It sounds cool. I have nothing against this guy in any way, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is fucking so far away from efficient. You know what this is like saying? It's like me walking up to a guy on the street and going, hey, I like that $100 bill you have. I'll give you 50 for it. And he goes, deal, fucking deal. And he just gives me $100. And I'm like, take 50. Hell yeah. Talk about efficiency. And he's like, nailed it. That was a good trade. It doesn't make, like, again, fun is fun. And if you're looking for fun, do whatever you want. Do anything you want in StarCraft 2 if you want to have fun. I have nothing against you having fun. If you want to fucking go battlecruisers all day because it's fun to you, that's, you know what? If you can have fun, that's wonderful. Play the game, have fun. Like, do that. That's great. But if you want to be efficient and be better at the game, you need to start learning what efficient things are with your time. You need to start learning what is actually a good habit to develop. You need to start becoming understanding of what the fuck things should, you should focus on. What should your attention be fixated on? And the more, because you want to know something? You guys know how people say, there's a saying where it's like, spend 10,000 hours on something and you become like a master of it, or some, I don't remember exactly how the wording is, but it's like you master something when you like spend 10,000 hours on it or whatever. Some shit, like the concept, right? You spend a lot of time doing something and you get better at it is the point I'm trying to make here. If you spend a lot of time doing builds that are fucking random, well, guess what? You're not going to get better that fast. You're going to be kind of random, low-level skill for a long time. But if you know what to focus on, because you watch, like, again, this is what I'm trying to show you in this guide. I'm trying to show you what to focus on. If you focus on the things that I'm talking about and you just get better at those, you suddenly start playing players that you used to, if you were like silver and you get really good at macro, you're going to be like, wait, what? Why did I used to struggle against players that would go for like a battlecruiser in my base? Oh, that's why. Before, when he used to do it, I used to only have 80 supply. And now when he does it, I have 180 supply. Why do I have 180 supply? Because I'm not focusing on fucking running a Reaper around my opponent's base. Or I'm not focusing on running an Overlord behind the mineral line, counting his gas. Because it doesn't mean anything anyways for this league. I'm not focusing on trying to block his expansions with burrowed Zerglings. Trying to be sneaky, burrowing Banelings in his mineral line because I saw Cyril do it one time. No, like, this shit is irrelevant. You don't need to play fancy. You just need to play clean efficiency. Which is injecting, using your larva, and spreading your creep. That's all it is. And like we've been doing it repeatedly. And guys, we haven't lost a single game with Zerg yet, right? And at least I don't think I have. I know I lost with Protoss already because we got fucking smurfed in that shit. But the point I'm trying to make is you guys fight it. Like, not all of you. There's a lot of you that embrace it, which I fucking love. I like that you guys embrace it. It makes me happy. But some of you fight it so much where you just, you like, I don't, it's really just like understanding what the fundamentals of what the race requires and just working on it and working on it and working on it. And I know the people who probably fight it, the reason why they probably do is because they look at that and they go like this. Bro, that looks fucking boring. That looks so boring. Oh my god. Can I just like play the game? And if you want to play the game at a level that you see in tournaments, if you want to be able to relate more to what you see from players in tournaments and you want to be able to play at like a diamond level or like a master's level, well, you have to do the boring shit to get better at it, to then be able to do the fun shit, which is doing the fun shit while you do the boring shit at the same exact time. And you can't do that unless you're really good at the boring shit. You know why whenever you watch a streamer play StarCraft and you go, I don't really ever watch them just sitting in their base the entire time macroing? It's because they can do it so fucking fast that you see it like this. Over, it's done. They just did it. They just spent what would take a bronze player 20 seconds in 1 second. That is why you need to work on it and work on it and work on it. And again, we're going to add to it little by little by little by little as we grow through the leagues. But as we start in bronze, we're not going to be doing all this other tedious crap that's going to make macroing even slower. It's just too much for a bronze player, I would say. Because again, it's a habit. Or it's not habits. It's priorities. Like, why do things that don't matter to sacrifice things that do matter? Like, if you go, I don't need creep spread. Seriously, it's... I can't begin to tell you how wrong that is of a mindset if you want to grow as a stronger Zerg player. Okay, so again, I hope that makes sense. Again, I'm not trying to be super hard on people either. I'm just trying to make a point. A lot of people are fighting the point of what, you know, because it's like, it's not fun. It's like, oh, it doesn't look very fun. But yeah, we're going back into, you know, same thing again. 5, make drones, make overlords, make drones, make overlords. Fully saturate 2 bases, make a couple safety roaches, fully saturate a 3rd base, make safety hydras until 120 total supply. Go back into making drones until 85 drones, make army nonstop. That's literally the whole build. And it's going to be repeating over and over and over. We're just going to get faster at it every time we get promoted to more leagues. We're just going to get like cleaner and faster at it all the time. I can beat Cyril. I think people just, they get so caught up in thinking that they can play the game way above what they can actually handle. And I think, seriously, the biggest misconception of a StarCraft viewer is thinking that players only micro. And you want to know why it looks like they only micro? It's because they're so damn good at macro that they can micro and macro at the same time. And you can't see the macro part because they're so fast at it. Okay, so we're getting attacked, right? So what are we going to do now? We're going to make Zerglings because this is super early. We're getting like 12 pulled. So now let's send our queen down to the natural. We'll just A-move the natural and we'll rally point to the natural. So our lings can help fight at the natural. Select our army, A-move it, and we're good. We're not microing at all. Literally 0 micro. 0. I don't care what's happening right now. I'm going back to drones now because the guy ran away.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make a layer. Let's make an inject. Let's make a roach one. Let's make an evo chamber. Again, placement doesn't really matter. Just put it anywhere. We're not talking about placement yet. If we happen to lose this game, we lose this game. Not every game is going to be like this. There's a good chance we might die right now, but it's totally fine. Okay, grab my army and A-move. A-move the lings. Don't stop macroing. Inject our base. He's still coming, so let's A move again. Okay. Looks like we killed him. Good shit. Let's inject our hatcheries. Let's go ahead and make a roach speed and a +1 missile weapons. Let's get a couple overlords, and we're still making drones, guys. It's crazy, right? You know why I'm making drones? It's better to get in the habit of trying to learn how to macro properly, and if it kills you, it kills you. It's better to do that than become the kind of player that's going to play super paranoid and be like, okay, well, now that lings exist, I got to make 50 roaches before I do anything. That guarantees you're going to be low supply all game. But look, I'm still not dead. I'm still not dead. And guess what? Now I'm making roaches either way because I'm fully saturated on 2 bases. I made enough drones to do that. So let's saturate our gas. Let's inject our hatcheries. Let's take another queen as well because we can spread our creep. Let's go take a 3rd base because we're fully saturated on that crapola on the mineral line. And we only have 3 roaches. We need a couple more. Let's make like 4 more, 3 more, whatever. Okay, we just made 3 more roaches. So we'll be at 6 roaches. Cool beans, right? Awesome. Okay, let's make some overlords and make drones. Again, I'm making drones. I'm not making roaches right now. I'm not even scouting. You know why? It doesn't matter. If you guys want, check this out. 6 minutes, okay? 6 minutes. I was at 62 supply. If I had to guess what my opponent's at right now, this is because I feel like I can do this because I know more about the game than most people that are watching this. I feel like if I had to guess, my opponent at 6 minutes is going to be at like 32 supply when I am at 62 supply. So am I afraid of a 32 supply attack? Definitely not. And how do I know that I'm ahead? You shouldn't know this in your own games, but how do I know I'm ahead? I know I'm ahead because I'm playing efficiently. And I know he did a build that sacrificed economy to make lings. And now if I start making roaches as he shows up, that's why I make safety roaches. Now he's attacking me again. Now let's make another round of roaches. Because he's here and he's actually attacking. And if he runs away, we'll stop. It's fine. Just stop making roaches again. It's not a big deal. I want you guys to understand the concept of why you build shit and that you're okay if you drone. You're not like you're gonna die. Most of the time you're gonna get out of it ahead. You will die every once in a while. That is going to happen sometimes, but a lot of times you'll get out ahead. So look, I'm making drones again because he ran away. Let's go ahead and make a Hydra den. And let's make 2. Okay, so he's attacking me again, so let's suck the Larmy. He's attacking me pretty hard, so we're going to go back to making roaches again. So we might die. Again, it happens, right? It can totally happen. But now we're just making roaches. Make roaches. Make roaches. We can A-move our drones. Make roaches. If we die, we die. It's okay. Make roaches. Make roaches, make roaches, make roaches. A-move him. Make roaches and A-move him. Okay, we can even pull our drones. Make roaches and A-move him. Select the army, A-move him. Okay, and it looks like we're gonna die. It's okay. It is what it is. It happens. And you have to realize, if this happens to you, don't fall into this, like, pit of despair where you're like, okay, well, now every game in the future, I have to freak out. I have to freak out all the time because that's just how it goes. No, don't do that. Just keep playing efficiently because odds are you're going to win, like, way more than you're going to lose because not everybody is going to all in you to the point of which this was where you would just die. And like, watch, we'll go over the replay really fast. So this dude has 44 drones and he's got a spire behind this. He's got roaches attacking me. It's all good. He killed a lot of my drones throughout this game, which is okay. We'll go back to the very beginning of where it all went down. So he opened up with like a pool first into a Bane nest, and he attacked me. He killed the queen. We didn't micro at all. We just kind of like let my shit die. Again, this is what I think bronze players will do. I don't think bronze players are going to pull drones all the time and pull queens and shit. You just literally A-move it with rally points. And we've already lost 4 drones and a queen. And he runs away. And at this point, we're tied again on workers. We're not even like behind necessarily. We're actually getting ahead again now in terms of economy. But I mean, he attacks again and again and again and again. It's all good. It's just this is how it will go sometimes. This is how the cookie crumbles every once in a while. There's much more advanced micro techniques you can learn as we get higher up in the leagues, which would definitely help us a lot here in this kind of situation. But for now, that's not what's important. What's important is just keep to the macro element of everything. Because look at this. Look what's happening right now. Even though at this point in the game, we just lost 12 fucking workers, and we've also lost 1,200 resources worth of units. Okay? We've lost a lot, right? We're ahead in supply, and we're ahead in drones. We're still ahead in economy and overall total supply. Like, we're definitely not ahead in army supply, but it's not even that far apart. It's not even that far apart. So I just want you guys to like feel confident that you're totally able to you know, get out of situations with macro. I want you to believe that you can do that. And if you die, you die. Do it again though. Because I'm telling you right now, 100% we could win this situation if we also microed with macro. But again, we're not microing yet. We're just trying to get you better at macro because it's way too fucking early for you to learn how to micro. If you can't even macro fast, that's priority number 1. Dude, you gotta build yourself up as a macro player first. And then, yep. So now we're gonna die because he is all-inning me pretty hard here. Which is, it's fine. I know a lot of people would get annoyed by this when they're playing their own games. Just really, I want you to keep doing it. Because 100%, if we microed our drones early game when he was attacking me, we would have lost way less stuff, and this game is very, very winnable. I want you guys to really know that. Super winnable game. If we are at the point of our macro is at a stronger position for where we can actually multitask, we could definitely win this game. You need to believe. You guys really, anyone who doubts it, you need to believe that. Because if you don't, you're going to fall into that hole of going, I can't win games. You totally can. I think people don't realize that this is meant for bronze. This is definitely bronze league, yeah. I'm doing what I think a bronze player. If a bronze player would looked at how to, you know, looked at the video, you would learn, oh, what are the priorities? Okay, Vibe's talking about the economy and the macro of the game. That is the priority. Okay, what is he doing mainly? He's sitting there just injecting bases and spreading creep and making units. Okay, I can do that. It's very doable for a bronze player to play this way, in my opinion, if you just you know, do this. It's super doable. Okay, let's grab a drone and go take our... Let's go take our expansion. Look at Red's money. He's not bronze. Yeah, I don't think that guy was bronze either. It's okay. That's why I'm running stream delay. It's because we're avoiding opponents like that more often. There are some Smurfs in this game. It does exist. I know. There are people out there that can be like, isn't that ironic that Vibe's saying there's Smurf in this game and he's also a Smurf? I'm trying to help you guys, okay? I'm trying to help you guys understand how to become better so you can... Because the stronger you get, the faster you get stronger at this game, the less Smurfs can run over you. Because you'll be a higher level player. Also, I definitely try to keep it real. I don't try to just like amp my skill up when I feel like I'm gonna lose. Because again, I want to make the series as real as I can for you. I don't want to be like, well, this guy doesn't seem like he's bronze. Let's go ahead and play like a GM player now so I can just smash his ass and just win the game. Because it doesn't mean anything. Because you guys don't learn anything from that. You're just like, get him vibe. Nice. But I don't know how to do what you just did, so it's okay. Okay, let's rally to the natural. Send a drone over. If you guys wanted my guess as to what that guy played like, I feel like that guy played like a platinum player. I wouldn't say always like a GM player or a Masters player. I would never say that based on what I saw right there and the Mary play. I think he's, if I had to guess, I would say like probably platinum level. Maybe like high gold platinum. I mean, it's an all-in though. It's gonna happen. I would say just as a whole, as a community, for people who are trying to learn the game, don't get frustrated when you lose to an all-in. It's totally fine. It's part of the game. And just know, this is a real fact. If you learn how to do all-ins early in the game, and that's all you know how to do, you're going to not grow very fast as a player. But if you learn how to do all-ins, once you know how to macro, you're going to grow so much faster as a player. Like, you're going to get so much stronger at this game so much quicker. It's going to pay so much, like, good progress for you. It's going to be so much better benefit for you to learn it then. That's why I want to teach you guys how to do all-ins when you're in Diamond. Not like constant do all-ins, but I'll throw all-ins here and there in Diamond so you guys can also weave them into your play. It's just not, it's not good to learn how to do all-in when you're like legit low level. Because it doesn't help you at all. Because if you can't even macro properly, you can't even do an all-in properly. Okay, so we're going to take an expansion because we're fully saturated on the natural. There's stream delay? I have stream delay on, yeah. I was getting sniped a lot yesterday in my series, so I put some on today to avoid getting sniped as much. Okay. Okay, what are we going to do right now, guys? We're fully saturated on 2 bases. I just made a couple overlords, and now what are we going to do? We're going to make those motherfudging roaches and inject our bases and spread that creep. Make those roaches. Now we can saturate our 3rd base. Make another queen as well. So we have our 4th queen to spread. Keep spreading creep, and our 3rd queen can. Our 3rd queen can just go inject. Okay, we're gonna make drones. Spread our creep. We're almost at 66 drones. We're getting closer and closer. We're at 57 and counting. Spread another creep tumor. Get our bases connected. Spreading creep. And what do we always do with creep? We combine that with... I mean, we're spreading our larva too, but we're combining that with spreading our creep, injecting our bases, spreading our creep, injecting our bases, spreading our creep, repeating the process over and over and over. Okay, we can build a hydrogen over here. A couple gases and a 2nd evo chamber. We actually never built our 2nd evo chamber, so let's build it now. Let's also grab a drone and build our gas in our main. Inject our bases. Inject our bases. Inject our bases. Okay, let's put 3 drones on the main gas. And we just, we can take 1 drone and take another base with it because we're way oversaturated on the 3rd base. Let's saturate these gases. And now our 3rd base looks pretty good. We need to put 1 drone back on the gas there, and we're good. So now we can make a few overlords and go to 120 supply of Hydra. And let's keep spreading creep, guys. Spread that creep. Put like another tumor right there. And what are we going to do now? Now that we're spreading creep, what are we going to do right after this? Inject. 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 Make around to Hydras. Go to 120 supply. Perfect. I just held it down and we hit 120 exactly. Awesome. Grab this hatchery. Put it in the hatchery hotkey. Put all the hatcheries there for mineral line rally point. And put the main unit rally point like right there. So this hatchery also has a rally point now. And let's do it again. Inject. Or sorry. Creep. 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 Okay, I think if we get like 1 more creep tumor like over here, we'll be good to go. Because every direction seems like it's being covered in creep. There's like tons of creep tumors all over the place. So let's make drones. And what are we going to do now? Let's inject again. Inject again. Inject again. We can start upgrades because we haven't done that in a little while. So let's start weapons and armor. Let's start a infestation pit so we can go to tier 3 upgrades soon. And put a creep tumor over here. And now let's put this queen down at the 4th base. And we can take another base. And why are we doing that? Because this base is fully saturated pretty much. This base is, I just made a little bit more drones to it to get to that ideal point of 85. And now this base is going to definitely be fully saturated. So now let's go ahead and inject. 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 Let's make a couple overlords because we're close to supply blocking. Doc Holidays, thank you very much for the subs, dude. Let's follow it up with creep. Creep. Creep.
Mineral field depleted.
Creep. Creep. What are guidelines to make overlords on time? The best thing I can tell you to make overlords on time is your eyeballs need to be doing 2 things when you play the game. Number 1, your eyeballs need to be looking at the middle of the screen. See how there's numbers all over my hatcheries? You know what that represents? 6 larvae on that hatchery, 4 larvae on that hatchery, 3 larvae on that hatchery, 6 larvae on that hatchery. I got a lot of larvae to spend. If you're not looking here, your eyeballs should be looking right here. The top right of the screen. You should be looking at your supply, and you should be looking at your money. And then when you're not looking at those, you should be looking at like your hatcheries and being like, is this base saturated properly? Is this base saturated properly? Is this base saturated properly? So you're always trying to, you're developing a habit to look at the top right to go, is the supply good? Is the supply good? And if the answer is no, if you're within like 15 supply of maxing out, or you know, again, don't even do the math. Who gives a shit? If you're like, I'm within 15 and you realize later you're like, oh wait, no, I was within 18. Who cares? It's close enough. It's totally fine. Just make overlords before you need them so you don't block. And it's fine. Like try to always stay like around 20 supply over what you're at. Roughly. And then once you get like to the point where you're at 3 hatcheries, you're more than welcome to make like 7 overlords at once. Because you're going to start going crazy with production. And how fast things will come out. Okay, so we actually maxed out this game like a full minute early. Because again, nothing's touched us. Like these, I just want to give you guys a disclaimer again. Guys, remember how I said 11 minutes is like the max out for bronze? Again, I think that's what bronze can do. I think you can totally max out 11 minutes. But Zerg, just throwing it out there, Zerg could max out if you get really fast at it and no one attacks you. With a build like this, Zerg could max out at like 8 minutes. 8 minutes you could be maxed already instead of 11. That's insane if you can do that. And I don't think a bronze player could max out in 8 minutes. There's no fucking way. And why is there no way? Because a bronze player would be like, you'd have to be playing like this to max out in 8 minutes. Like the screen going everywhere. And a bronze player would be like, dude, okay, I don't even know what's going on. And why would that happen for the bronze player like that? Because he's not comfortable yet. He's just not comfortable enough to get to that point yet. Which is totally understandable. No one should start being comfortable, like right off the bat. You have to develop that over time. You have to like build yourself up as a player. Now what are we doing? We're shift A moving our roaches around the map. We're injecting our bases. Injecting our bases. Injecting our bases. And let's go ahead and transfer drones. And where is this guy's expansions located? While we're waiting, spread that creep, because we just injected. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Also, this is very good. This is a very good drill as well to get used to scrolling your mouse on the side of the screen for Zerg players that are trying to spread creep. So again, if you followed the instructions of the mouse and keyboard 50% thing here, this is super good exercise for you to get used to like comfortably manipulating the screen as you move it around and getting just like used to how fast it moves. I highly recommend you keep it this fast, because if you're scrolling if you're scrolling the screen this fast on like 20%, I'm gonna be like, oh man, dude, you probably want to speed that up a little bit. Now your creep spread's suddenly super slow. It doesn't feel good. Okay. And now let's go A move everything. Let's A move here, shift A move there, shift A move here, there, there, there. Why did we do it that way? Because I went around the entire left side of the map and I saw nothing. I went around the entire right side of the map, I saw nothing. So we're just picking a side. We chose the right side. So now if this army dies, we're going to go to the left side next. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep spreading our creep. Keep spreading our creep. Spread our creep. And again, I know we're in combat right now, guys, but you know what? Do I care? Definitely not. I don't care one bit. You know why I don't care? It's not the priority. The priority is not to watch the fight with popcorn and eat it. The priority is to remax our supply and to inject our hatcheries. Inject. Inject. It's also to fix bases like that. Fix bases like this. Inject. 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 Okay, let's grab some mineral fields that are depleted. Grab some of those. Grab these boys. Grab these guys. And send them over here. Build a hatchery over there because we're getting oversaturated now. And take our gas. Make a bunch of hydras. Look at supply. Back up to max again. Why can we do that? Because we fucking macro, dude. Because we got the macro going on, dude. I just held a button down. It wasn't even that hard. The hardest part about this is not holding down H. The hardest part is remembering to inject. Remembering to inject. And why did we have that larva sitting there? Because I didn't stare at my hydras while they took a fight against whatever is attacking me. And I can tell those are battlecruisers on the minimap. But you guys should not know that because, again, we're talking Bronze League. So if we get attacked and we go here. Base is under... Okay, we're under attack. Let's A move towards that. Now look at my drone count. Let's fix it. Because we're losing drones. So let's put a couple drones here. We just put 2 more on that gas and we put 3 on the mineral line. We're still down by 3, so let's put 3 more over here. Good shit. Now let's do the same thing again on the left side. A move, shift A move, A move, A move, A move, A move, A move. I kind of just guesstimated where the ramps were with the mini-map, and I did a pretty decent job. I got it mostly done. But I'm attacking the left side of the map now. And what am I going to do during this? I'm going to inject my hatcheries. I'm going to inject my hatchery. I'm going to inject my hatchery. I'm going to inject my hatchery. And what am I going to do after I inject my hatcheries? I'm going to spread that creep. Spread that creep. Why should I look at my army right now if I don't even know how to micro properly yet? Doesn't matter. Like, all it does is anti-micros if I over-micro things. Spread the creep. Spread the creep. Let's go back to my upgrades and check it out. What are they at? I can start 3-3. Let's go 3-3. We haven't done that in a while. Look at my drones. Idle drones. Control F1. Grabbed all 6 of them. Put them on a new base. How about we take another new base as well? Because more bases, they're being depleted. So let's take another base. What base just depleted? This base. Transfer some drones away. This base is fully saturated. So let's transfer over here. And take a couple gases. And now, look at my supply, guys. It's dropping a lot, right? You're like, oh, shit, Zerg is getting low. Well, guess what? Maxed out, 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 maxed out. It doesn't ever end. Let's inject again. Inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Max out again. Let's spread creep. 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 And we're under attack. Okay. Let's go defend that. How many drones are we at? 69. Let's fix that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, like just a bunch of drones here for like 8. What are we at now? 84? Pretty good again. We're looking pretty good again. Let's saturate this gas. Saturate this gas. And he's over there. So, you know what? Let's go attack his base. Screw it. I'm not going to sit there all day. Attack, 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 attack. And now he's got BC slime on my base, so how about we just make some spores? Make a spore crawler. 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 Let's expand again because we're losing economy on bases we've mined for so long. So let's go ahead and... Okay. Well, first look at our supply. Let's just make Hydras first. Hydras. Now let's take time to inject. Our queens are dead, so inject there. Or make a queen there. Gotta make a queen here. Let's inject this base. And let's make a spore here. How many drones are we at now? 57. We're definitely low on drone count, guys, so we gotta make some new drones. We wanna go back up to like 85 drones, right? So that's what we're looking for. So let's make drones. We gotta get back up there. My main base is still under attack. Okay, so I have Hydras literally sitting right there. I could go like this. A move. I could grab a drone. I could build a spore because I want to have a spore here eventually anyways. I could grab another drone and I could go build a hatchery again because I want to have a hatchery there because it's dead now. And I'd like to have a hatchery there. It would be nice. Behind this, let's again inject, inject, inject. That base died, so it needs to be rebuilt. We could inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Grab a drone. Send it somewhere else. Like here or whatever. And look at our drone count. Make drones again. And now, suddenly, we're back at 80. Like, it's just maintenance. Just maintenance. Maintenance, 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 maintenance. And then we, again, now that we just injected, what will we do next? Spawn creep. 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 And creep. And look, you can't even land the base here because we have creep there. That's super nice. Super duper nice. Really, really, really good stuff. Really nice expansion. Now we'll ×8 this through the replay and just watch the supplies and watch the battle as it goes. And check this out again, right? Guys. This is what we're talking about with efficiencies. This is too much. It's just too much. It's tanks with 4 starport, 1 base. Can't afford that. So you're going to have a lot of downtime on these starports. That 5th starport. You can't afford this. And players that 6th starport. Players that don't really fully understand. And look at the gas priority again. Remember what we're talking about? Gas priority. If you're going to go for a gas priority and you're not going to attack and instead you're going to expand, the build doesn't make sense. It's the whole point of what we're trying to talk about right now. Efficiency beats non-efficiency. That's all it is. So, again, we don't have to break this guy's whole build down. We can tell it's inefficient because just look at the supply. And I don't expect anyone guys, by the way, I do not expect anybody in bronze to understand what efficient economy is. I'm not trying to rag on this guy for not having a good economy. It's totally okay. But that's what I'm trying to teach you is efficient economy beats everything. Why do I need to scout and do all this other crazy shit if we just make a good economy? And the more you do more things before you can handle it, the more it slows you down because you distract yourself from doing the main priorities. Like, don't do shit that doesn't matter. Like, here's an example, okay? Here's an example. This is an example. I'm going to give you... this is going to be a really weird analogy. It's the first thing I'm thinking of. But listen to me really fast, okay? Hopefully this makes sense. Let's just say... Just imagine. Imagine that one of your friends came over to your house. And they were drinking a big gallon of, like, soda. Like a big 2-liter or something. Or, like, just a bunch of fucking soda. And they spilt it all over the floor. It goes all over your floor, and let's say it's like a tile floor or like a linoleum floor. It's like a floor you can like wipe up with a towel or something like that. They spill it all over the floor. I feel like what would you do there that would make sense to clean that up? You'd probably like get a mop out and you'd like wipe it up, or you get like a big towel and you'd like wipe it up, and you'd be done with it. But when you talk, and that's what macro is in StarCraft. It's like the main big picture. Yeah. And the way I see it, whenever someone else says,
Love you,
thank you very much, Vlad. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Love you too, man. Thank you for the 10. Whenever people say you should be doing all these little tiny tasks, like you should be scouting the guy's base, you should be sacking overlords, you should be running around, his third with like a unit. Like these are things that are important later. They definitely become important later when we can do all of it at once. But in Bronze League, what that feels like is like if you were to take the big soda that spilled all over the floor, it'd be like having your other friend that comes over and he's like, "Let me help you clean that." And he has a box of tissues, and he walks over to a piece of the spillage, and he drops a tissue, and it like falls into the liquid, and it just completely gets consumed by the liquid. And then he walks like 2 feet over to the right, and he drops a tissue. It falls into it, and it completely gets absorbed by the liquid. Like the tissues are getting absorbed by the liquid, not the other way around. It's like, okay, these don't change anything. All they do is they make the problem last longer. Like we're not actually solving anything by doing that. If we just focus on what the important part is and don't make all these other weird other little problems that we have to deal with, everything falls into line better. Again, I knew that was going to be a weird analogy, but that's how I see it. I'm like, whenever people recommend these things where they're like, you should be doing that, though. Someone should be doing this in Bronze. I'm like, no, you shouldn't. Because if you do those things, you just distract yourself from what the priority really should be. You really, really should focus on entirely just macroing. Like, again, I didn't watch this fight. I didn't even know the fight was happening. I didn't even know he had BCs. Like, I shouldn't know he had BCs because I didn't look at them once until he was attacking my third base. And now my Hydras are over here just breaking tanks, killing more BCs. 2 more BCs just died. And my whole army did die. Like, again, as a Terran player, you look at that fight and you go, God damn, that was a good fight. Oh my God, I just killed twice as much resources in Zerg as I lost. I own that Zerg right there. He didn't even break my wall. Only half my BCs died. But he lost his whole army. That's what you think that about the army. If it was only a finite amount of units on the map and I just wasted a fight like that, yeah, that would definitely be good for Terran. But the problem is I can make units all day here for the next like 40 minutes or like 35 minutes on just good expansions. And it's only 13 minutes in the game, guys. You still got a lot more time left here, which is why my supply it just goes like back to max supply in seconds. Look at that. Look at this. When the supply, like right about now, you look at the 121 supply, and within a second, we just go from 120 to maxed out. Right here. At what, 1343 or something. Right now. It's starting right now. 1344. 1344, we start making units, and at 1346, in 2 seconds, we went up 80 supply. And how can we afford that? With a proper developed economy, not a, like this, you know what this is the equivalent of? Again, I just want to say this last thing and we'll move on because I don't want to rip on this guy's build too much. Because again, he could be having fun or whatever. But if we're talking about efficiency, this build is the equivalent of Zerg going for 1 base, double gas, greater spire with like 8 spore crawlers, and then going for a natural with like 8 corruptors. It's legit is the same thing. Like it doesn't work. And then also not only that, but it'd be like, not only do we go 1 base greater spire with a bunch of spores, it'd be like in the front of our natural we have 6 lurkers. Like you can't win the game like that. If you play, you can. Well, here's the thing. I said that wrong. You can win the game like that when you both play like that. One of you's gonna win. Somebody's gonna win. But you know what you can't do? You cannot win the game like that if your opponent plays efficient. You can't. An efficient player will always beat an inefficient player. Every time. Every single time. It's just how it goes. So that is why I am stressing so damn hard about you guys learning mineral priority followed by gas. And then next time we attack him, we show up. And yeah, this is another terrible fight again, right? You're like, oof, vibe. You're just, Hydras are just blowing up left and right. Tanks are smushing them down. Battle cruisers are shooting them down as well. This fight's going real bad, dude. Look at the resources lost. Oh my god, it's going up for Zerg so fast. But you know what's happening to Terran? He's slowly, it's like he's like an egg that's slowly getting cracked more and more and more. And we're just squeezing the shit out of it until it just breaks entirely. Because guess what? Although we just lost another maxed out army, we're maxed again. Doesn't even matter. And we still have over 11,000 minerals in the bank and 3,000 gas. We can do this repeatedly. And you cannot win the game playing inefficient. You just can't. If you play inefficient versus somebody who plays efficient, you will lose like 95% of the time. It's very rare that you'll win a game like that. I can't say it's impossible. You still can somehow make a win if the guy who's macroing plays horribly bad. But like he just makes terrible choices over and over and over. Terrible choices. Sorry, I was doing a Charles Barkley impression right there. Yeah. It's very hard to lose the game if you play efficient. It's super hard to lose the game. Efficiency is king. He's vibe. He's watching a stream. He isn't having fun anymore. Everyone's having fun. What is... Smegma Sauce says, let siblings have sex. Sorry, I shouldn't even have said that. This is going to be a YouTube video. Oh no. This is now corrupted video. What is that, chat? Okay, here we go again, boys. Here we go again, boys. Efficiency. Mineral priority. Prioritize spinning larva, injecting our bases, spreading our creep. And suddenly we're already in platinum. Again, I know it. You guys are like, it's not that simple, vibe. I know we're gonna make a whole series about it, but it really is that simple. In a grand scheme thing, if you take, here's the crazy thing. Okay, this is truly, I'm being serious. You want to know the craziest thing of all? If you take everything I'm saying right now in bronze seriously, and you make it like your religion in StarCraft, you're like, yep, I am just gonna macro. I'm gonna macro as efficiently as I can and max out faster and faster and faster every game and remax every time that happens as well. I genuinely think you could honestly get to platinum doing literally this the entire time. Granted, you'd lose more as you grow, as a MMR grows. You would lose more and more and more as a percentage. You'd probably lose like 60 or like 40% of your games or something in platinum if you never scouted ever or did anything. You just sat there. But you'd still win more than you lose, I bet, to get into platinum. I bet you would still get there. I bet you would. Because, again, even in Platinum League, players don't play efficiently. And efficiency beats non-efficiency, even if you're wrong. Like, I can't, again, here's another example I'll give you to try and convince you. Because I love doing this because people just, it's hard to convince everyone. Someone out there is always a doubter. But there's so many times, for instance, when I'm streaming, okay? Let's say I'm streaming. And I'm against a Zerg player. And let's say we're both going Ling versus Ling. Like Zergling versus, like Zergling Baneling versus Zergling Baneling. And I'm ZVZ. And my opponent goes for Mutalisk. And the second Mutalisk pop out, like 5 guys in my Twitch chat go, oh, GG, vibe lost. But what if the Zergling or the Zerg guy who goes mutas does it with like 38 drones? And what if I'm going Zerglings on like 62 drones? And suddenly, 5 minutes later, I'm actually breaking his base with more Zerglings than he can handle because I'm attacking in multiple locations and his mutas aren't enough to kill them all. And the guys that said GG are like, wait, what? He's actually winning the game. What the hell? But mutas can kill Zerglings forever because mutalings can't hit air. I don't understand. And it's because you just have more. Efficiency beats non-efficiency. You can beat shit that on paper you're supposed to lose to if you just do it more efficiently. Now, granted, if a muta player goes efficient mutas versus a Zerg player who goes just inefficient or efficient lings, mutas will probably win. Mutas will probably win. Most of the time. But yeah, it's just efficiency is king in this game. You have to be efficient to grow as a player. It's so important. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and start our roach warren. Let's start an Evo chamber. Because we have a lot of money here. And let's get ready to start an overlord. Make overlord, dude. We'll take our gas when our natural is fully saturated, and we'll take our third base as well. Yep, let's go. Let's get ready to take our third base. We made a bunch of drones just now, so go take our third base. Let's go take our gas right now because our mineral line's fully saturated. Oops. So we just took both of our gases, and we're chilling. Let's get roach speed and weapons again, like we always do. And now let's start making roaches to guard my doorway of my base. We just injected our hatchery, so we injected. We can send drones onto the gases. Drones onto the gases. Pull one back. Put them on the mineral line. Let's go take... Or we already have a third, sorry. Just kidding, I already made it. Let's make it more overlords. And we can start like another queen. We can start spreading creep again. Because again, we're injecting bases and we're spreading creep. That's a combination. So inject our bases. Inject our bases. And we can make some overlords because we're getting close to blocking. So at this point, if you're like, Vibe, how do I make overlords? Let's just make like 4 right now. I don't care. Make like 4. Call it a day. It's fine. Just don't block. And try your best not to block. Now make drones for your third. I mean, we're going to use them anyways here pretty soon because we're injecting hatcheries 3 queens at a time. So supply is going to start ramping up really fast. Let's inject. Let's inject. Let's inject. Watch my supply. It's about to go up about like 15. And we just made a bunch of drones. Let's actually put a creep tumor between our main and natural. That'd be better because we want to connect our bases as well. That's really important. And then we can put creep anywhere else. Like put a creep tumor there. Let's put a creep tumor now in the other place that doesn't have any creep yet, which is like down here. Okay, let's inject our hatcheries. Inject our hatcheries. Inject our hatcheries. Drone count is great. It's at 70. So what we can do now is we can make a Hydra den. We can take our gas. We can take our gas. We can take our other gas. And we can take another base. Why can we afford all this? Because our drone count is crushing face. It's really good. Drone count's super good. Let's saturate our gases now that we just took. While also injecting our hatcheries. Injecting our hatcheries. Injecting our hatcheries. Maybe make a couple extra overlords just so we don't supply block in a second here. So put some drones in the gas. Put some drones in the gas. Make hydras. And we're about to be at 120 supply. And we're good. We good, dude. Okay, nice. Boom. Inject our hatchery. Inject our hatchery. Inject our hatchery. Let's get level 2. Oh, we need an Evo chamber. My bad, I missed an Evo chamber. Let's make another Evo chamber. Replace the drone that we made it with by building a new drone and telling it to go to mineral line. Let's get Hydra upgrades. Let's actually get another drone for the mineral line because now we can also make an Evo chamber. Let's get +2 range weapons. Let's rally all my hatcheries to my 4th base and get ready to make drones for it. Because again, we want to go to 85 drones now. So make drones for this 4th base. Let's start a carapace upgrade here at the new Evo chamber. So we're getting double weapons and carapace upgrades for Zerg, for Hydras. And let's inject our hatcheries and spread our creep. Inject our hatcheries. Maybe make a couple overlords. Drone count is done. We're at 85. And spread our creep. We can inject or we can spread the creep teams that way. We can put another creep teamer over here. Let's grab our queen and add more creep like maybe over here and maybe another one like way up here. And then we can shift, right click, or we can let go of shift, let go of everything. Hold shift again, right click the hatchery so the queen will go to the hatchery. Now we can take this creep tumor and go in the middle of the other 2 tumors we just put down. So we're putting creep tumor in every direction. We're trying to just, again, remember this? This is bad creep. This is good creep. Bad creep, good creep. Good creep is creep that goes every direction. Bad creep is creep that goes in the same exact spot every way. Like all the creep is going the exact same location. Don't overstack your creep. Spread it out as much as possible. Like fan it more and more as you go. Okay, now we want to make up more overlords so we don't supply block. Let's go ahead and take another base because we're definitely oversaturated. Let's inject our bases. Let's inject our bases. Let's inject our bases. Let's inject our base. Let's take our gas. Let's spread our creep. Let's spread our creep. Let's spread that creep. 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 Let's make hydras. Bunch of hydras. Okay, let's take fix the mineral line. Put 6 drones here. 1, 2, 3. Right click. 1, 2, 3. Shifting out 1, 2, 3 drones. Put the new drones over at the new base we just made. We can even take another base somewhere else and put like 1 more drone at that mineral line to fix it for what we just lost. And now we're about to lose a couple more drones, so let's make like 3 more drones to go back up to 85 because we're now going to be at 82. Because again, drones get deleted when they build buildings. Yo, K4 Caster, thank you very much for the sub, dude. Much love. Spread creep. 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 Let's take a roach and let's go scout where his bases are. So A move, shift A move, A move, A move, A move. Other side of the map. A move, shift A move, A move, A move. We're just looking for expansions that could exist. Now let's check our upgrades. Can start an upgrade. Can start an upgrade. Hydras are good. Let's do our injects. Inject, 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 inject. Inject, 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 inject. Inject, 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 inject. Inject, 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 inject. What is this doing for us? It's allowing us to set up a remax that's going to be super effective. Now let's go ahead and max out. Right there, we're maxed out. And now we're good to go. We're ready for, you know, when we find his base, we're going to go. So let's make creep while we're waiting to see where we want to go. Looks like our roach in bottom middle got killed on bottom middle, which is fine. And it looks like our other roach made it all the way to his natural. So we have a lot of undiscovered bottom middle territory. So how about, because we know these don't exist, let's go bottom side first and top side after. So let's attack here. This place first. So we're going to go select all army, A move here, shift, A move there, shift, A move there, shift, A move there. So now we're checking the bottom of the map and then moving towards his main. We're not just going to go to his main because these bases could exist. We don't know that because our units died over there. Okay, let's fix our economy and inject our hatcheries. So inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Inject, inject, inject. Fix the natural. Grab them. Go to a new base. Let's take a couple of gases here so we can get ready for it to start that. Let's spread creep. Let's spread creep. Let's spread creep again. Let's spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. And spread creep. Okay, let's remax our units. Okay, now let's make another drone because we're a little bit under. We're at 84, or we're at 84 now. We were 83 a second ago. That's fine. Again, 80 to 85 is totally fine. I don't care if you're at 81, 84, 85. Just don't be at like 63 or like 71 or like 110. Try to be between 80 and 85 because it's super efficient with allowing you to have a large army still, but able to remax constantly because you have a good economy.
Let's spread our creep, let's spread our creep, let's spread our creep, make hydras wahoo.
That's right, that's what we're doing. We're getting a little bit faster at this every time. Each time we get promoted, we're getting a little bit faster at it, a little bit faster at it, a little bit faster at it, and so on and so on. So we just saturated our gas here. That's also fine. This could be minerals or gas. Honestly, what I just did doesn't really matter a whole lot. We still have all of our drones being super efficient, mining everything. No base really has inefficient mining going on. And if it does, it's fixed within a few seconds because that's what we're looking for a lot of the time. Let's inject. Let's inject. Let's inject. Let's go back to our main and inject. Let's spread our creep. Spread that 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 creep. No. Creep. And now look. My army's going down, but look how much larva I have. 16, 3, 17, 18, 18, 3. Guess what? Remax. Remaxed. Let's get level 3 carapace on my units. And even though I just remaxed, how much larva do I still have? Let's see how much larva I still have, even though I just remaxed. 3, 18, 18, 14, 2, 11. That's still around like 50 larva, guys. Right there. That's a lot of larva that we still just have. And how do we have that larva? Because we're not wasting time doing things that don't matter. We're focusing on just this. We're trying to get better and faster at it repeatedly. I know I'm a broken record. I know I keep saying it, but people keep disagreeing with it, even though I keep saying it every once in a while. Like, I'll see like 20 lines in chat, and one guy's like, no, you should be doing that. And I'm like, what? No. So I'm not gonna keep running over all their builds. You guys get the point. If you take too much gas too fast and you don't mind your, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, for instance, gas goes down here right now, like really quickly. He went mineral priority, but still, like, he just isn't upkeeping his base enough, right? So that's why he's super far behind. Oh, yeah. But it's just a lot of the things. Also, there's a lot of cannons.
Your previous B2GM series has helped me a lot with both Zerg and Protoss. I'm glad you're doing another one.
Thank you, dude. Much love, Alex. Appreciate the 4-month resub, dude. But yeah, it just comes down to the fact of, like, if the build is efficient or not, right? That's what it really comes down to. And yeah. That's all we're doing every time. Efficient build, efficient build, efficient build, efficient build. So every single game is going to be this thing where it's like we're almost always going to have these fat supply leads if our opponent doesn't play efficient. There's no reason why you should have double the supply of this guy right now. Unless it was one player was efficient and the other player was not. That doesn't have, like, you don't see games at high level where both players are defensively macroing and neither one attacks each other, and for some reason one player is at 100 supply and one player is at 200 supply. That never happens. The closest thing to that ever happening, ever, is a Zerg player who goes for like a mass roach ravager all-in onto a different player who's teching pretty hard at higher levels when tech, it takes more time and more money to get, whereas mass roach is just really supply inflation, like, heavily. But even then, it's not even like a great strategy overall to like always win you the game. It's something we'll talk more. Again, we'll talk more about that kind of stuff as we get higher. The point I'm trying to make here is this supply disparity here is humongous, right? And again, we're doing an 11-minute max on every race, so we already know Protoss is capable of maxing out before 11 minutes because we also can do it with Protoss. But it really comes down again to, is your build efficient or not to open the game with? Like, believe it or not, StarCraft 2 is not a game of anything is possible. StarCraft 2 is a game of efficiency. And if you do something that's inefficient, you will always lose versus someone who doesn't do that. You have to play at least a little bit efficient if you want to play high level. Higher level. But again, like I said before, if you want to just have fun and do random shit, More than welcome to do that all day. And also, I don't want to discourage people by what I just said entirely. Some people might be like, well, I don't want to just do the same thing every single game. That's not what I mean as well. Don't take it to the extreme of me going, you have one, you can only do this Hydra build every game, and that's all you can ever do. Efficiency does not mean do the one build I'm doing. That's not what I mean by that. Efficiency just means your build needs to make sense. So if your build, for like, again, I'm gonna pick on the Sun Goddess for just a second. If your build is a 3 base Sky Toss build, it doesn't make any sense to do two things. Number one, it doesn't make sense to tech test carriers before you take your 3rd base, because you're going for gas way too fast then. And number two, it doesn't make any sense to make a bunch of cannons in your main base to defend your carriers when you can't even make carriers if your natural that's exposed dies and your 3rd base that's, or your natural and 3rd base that are both exposed, if they die, you can't even make carriers anyways because you have no money. Just because you have the tech doesn't mean you can afford it, right? You have to still have economy to produce out of it. So there's much more efficient ways to go Sky Toss than what this was. So you can do any build in the game really, like in terms of like, I like those units, I like that unit, I like this unit. But there's just ways you can do it that make sense, that are efficient. That's all I'm trying to say. So it's just, you have to just understand what the hell is efficient. And if your plan, here's again, I want to explain this where this makes sense. If I ask you, what's your build? And you go, Sky Toss. And I go, okay, how many bases are you going to do that on? If you say, I'm going to go 1 base Sky Toss. Well, guess what? I'd be like, okay, well, looks like you can take gas then in your main base. You'll have really fast Sky Toss, but if your first carrier gets across the map and doesn't win the game, you're not going to win the game. Because you're not going to have a lot of follow-up behind the one carrier, really. You're not going to have enough money to really support a lot of carriers off of 1 base. And if you go, I'm going to go 2 base Sky Toss, I'd be like, okay, well, why are you going to a fleet beacon before you take a natural? Go to a natural, get your economy up first, and then go to a fleet beacon. And if you tell me, I'm going to go 3 base Sky Toss, I would say, okay, why are you going to go to a fleet beacon on 1 base when you could go to 3 base, get your economy up really well, and then go to a fleet beacon, and you could actually make Sky Toss really fast. That's really all it is. It's just understanding like what the hell your build is and what makes sense with your build. That's all it is. I guess we can finish watching this. Well, there's just not enough for Protoss, so Protoss is going to die because it just, again, it wasn't efficient. This concept is something you have to understand to grow as a player. You have to. Otherwise, your builds will always be inefficient, and you'll always feel behind and lose. Like, the game will feel harder than it should because your builds just don't make sense. Nice. Cyberbullying low ladder. No, I feel like I'm actually really trying to help you guys, give you the tools to all of you can be higher on ladder if you get that like adrenaline rush when you're playing StarCraft and you feel like you're into it, where you're like really going at it and you're playing like a boss. It's fun, man. It's fun when you play this game at a high level, because StarCraft 2 is such a like it's not even just StarCraft 2. RTS as a whole genre is one of the hardest genres to get good at because there's so many things you got to do. And specifically Blizzard RTS, like StarCraft 2 or like Warcraft 3 or something. Those games are also really hard to get good at, specifically because you have so much multitask potential that is possible. I swear Blizzard RTS games have have the highest micro capabilities of all RTSs that I've ever played. There's so much like depth to the units in RTS for Blizzard. Like other RTSs have depth as well, but nowhere near the depth of micro capabilities of what Blizzard games have. Like StarCraft 2, you can literally have a player, like 2 different players use the same set of units and they look like 2 different armies entirely, like by far. Like there's so much potential with armies in this game if you know how to micro shit. So it really just comes down to, yeah, like it's just There's a lot to it, essentially. A lot of room to grow and everything. But again, you can't really focus on that, on the micro aspects of everything, until you can at least macro properly. And macroing is actually the easy part of this game. So you can't do the, like, it'd be like, you know what it's really like? Here's another analogy, guys. Here's another analogy. Have you guys ever played a game? Have you guys ever played a game where it's like a single player game and you get it, you turn it on, and it's like, okay, I'm going to do a playthrough. And it asks you, do you want to do easy, medium, or hard? And you have no idea what the hell the game even is. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to pick hard. And you get stuck in the very first like 20 minutes of the game, and you keep dying and dying and dying and dying and dying and dying. And you're like, oh my God, this is hard. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing, and I'm trying to like learn it, but I just keep dying. Whereas if you turn the game on and you pick easy, and it's like, okay, this is easy. This is actually pretty easy. I can do all of this. And then you beat the game, and then you go back and play it again, and you play it on hard, and now you can actually do hard realistically. Like, you don't play it and you're like, oh, I'm gonna die every time. You're like, I can do this. I can actually do this now. It's definitely harder than easy, but I can actually do this now. That's what it's like when you play StarCraft. Hard is like micro, easy is macro. Macro is not hard at all. It's not. But you have to be able to do macro. You have to be able to understand what the hell you're doing in the game to actually be able to micro properly. So if you just turn StarCraft 2 on and you're like, I'm just gonna micro. I'm gonna win through micro every time. You never know, you're fucking not, dude. You're gonna cap out at some point. You're gonna die over and over and over. Yo, Mr. Llama, what up, dude? Thank you very much for the raid. I don't know if you're still going to be here by the time you see me get that, because there is stream delay. I appreciate you very much, man. Hope you had a wonderful stream yourself, and thank you guys. Like, what up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm currently doing, you guys are catching the kind of the end of the stream here. I'll probably only go for like maybe another 30 minutes or so. But I'm making a YouTube series right now called Bronze to GM. And we're currently in, we just started it yesterday. We're currently in Bronze League for Zerg at the moment. So basically what I'm doing is I'm giving you, this is like, if you want to play StarCraft 2, this is how you play, like, I'm teaching you fundamentals on how to play the game. So what up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Llama, much love, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. You're a gem. Okay. So again, concept is, once again, understanding, like, I'll give you guys a quick rehash here. We got, what we're trying to do is we're trying to max out at 11 minutes. It's very fair to do that. You can do that much faster, but again, we're talking about bronze, so bronze, we're going to give bronze some leeway here. We'll give bronze an 11-minute max. Behind that, we're also going to start understanding what base upkeep even means, and I'll talk more about that as we go throughout this game. Next, we're talking about learning priorities, and we'll touch on that in just a second. And then we're also developing good habits. So learning priorities and developing good habits is like almost the same thing. Because if you learn what a priority is and you do it a lot, that means you just developed a good habit. And what is a priority in StarCraft 2? A StarCraft 2 priority is picking something that matters more than other things, and it's more valuable to your time. And when you're bronze, your time is very limited because you don't have a lot to spare because you feel overwhelmed all the time. So what a good priority would be for a bronze player would be learning how to develop an economy, because the more economy you have, the easier it is to win the game through literal fucking A move. You can just A move the game and be like, well, I don't have to mic or anything because I just showed up and I won. So what we're doing is we're teaching you how to develop an economy. That's a priority again. What is a good economy? It's understanding what things cost, okay? So if you think about what things cost, think about what we're doing, right? What we're doing right now is we're expanding. We're making a little bit of army here and there, like a little bit here and there, but mostly we're just expanding with overlords, drones, queens, and hatcheries. Cost of a drone is 50 minerals. Cost of a queen is 150 minerals. Cost of a overlord is 100 minerals, and cost of a hatchery is 300 minerals. And again, what all these things have in common is that none of them cost gas. All of them cost minerals. So if that's the case, what that means is we should definitely be focusing on our minerals, not on our gas, until much later. And that's what we, every time we saturate a mineral line, we focus on the mineral line first, and then we take the gas after. It makes more sense for a build. So you get a lot of players out there that when they start a game off, they have like 14 guys in the mineral line. They take 6 of them off, drop their 14 back down to 8 on the mineral line, so they can have 6 on the gas. And that's not what you want to do if you're going to be expanding. It makes no sense. Builds that take gas priority are builds that are like all in and stuff like that, and micro-focused. And again, we talked about this a lot too. You should definitely not be doing a micro-focused build if your plan is to go for economy, expansions, macro, all that stuff. Slingmob, thank you for the bits, dude.
At Vibelol, much love, man. Have not seen another streamer share their skill set and focusing on helping us others as much as you do.
No worries. Thank you, Slingmob, for the 100 bits. I'm glad you like it. Much love, dude. So what we're doing right now, this is kind of the way the build's going, the way it's shaping up. We're saturating 2 bases, mineral priority over gas. We're then going to make a couple roaches just in case we get attacked. Hey, look, we're getting attacked, right? Let's go ahead and A-move my army over there. Don't even look at it. Micro's not a relevant thing. Okay, then we're going to take drones all the way to 66. A nice, cool feature you can do is mouse over the supply on top right, and you can see how many drones you have. We currently have 60 next to the drone symbol. So we're going to make drones up to about 66. Now we're going to take another base, because we want to expand every time we fully saturate a base, because we want to keep the economy flowing. Our goal, our target economy is like 60, or sorry, is 80 to 85. 85 is like perfect. Anywhere between 80 and 85 is still really good. So we're trying to get to there. And again, mineral priority, gas follow up every single time. And right now we're at 66. I already have a hydrogen, so I don't actually need that. But we do need evo chambers for upgrades. So let's make an evo chamber. Let's make another evo chamber. And look at my resources. Good. Good. And this one needs to be fixed. We can start. We started 3 drones here. We right-click the gas with it. And let's start hydros here. Or hydro upgrades here. Now, just in case we get attacked again, just to be on the safe side, we're going to, at 66 drones, we're going to take supply, our total supply, up to 120 off of pure hydra production. So we're just going to make hydras to 120. In the meantime, we're going to try and develop our habits, good habits, which is going to be creep spreading and our larva injecting. So we're going to set up, the way we can do this as well is we click our queen, we hit larva inject, we hold shift, and we click our hatchery a lot because it can queue up injects on the hatchery multiple times. Now we're going to do the same thing at every base. So click our queen, hit the larva inject, hold shift, click the hatchery a lot. We just did it like 4 or 5 times. Queen, inject, hold shift, click the hatchery a lot. Now we just gave ourselves a ton of larvae over the next like 2 minutes of this game. And now we're going to again make hydras all the way to about 120 supply. And now we're at 120 supply. And now we can go into making drones. Into 85 supply is our target. Remember that. 85 is our target. 85 is always our target for every race. It's super efficient at remaxing constantly, which allows us to go into base upkeep, which we're going to go into in a minute. So we're making drones. We're at 80. We're almost there. We need a little bit more. And in the meantime, let's keep injecting. Keep injecting. Keep injecting. Start our upgrades. And we can also, okay, we're 86. We're great. Let's make another hatchery. Let's take another base wherever we want. Let's take it over here, for instance, because it's closer to our base. Now let's check our bases and make sure they're all flowing really well. We need an infestation pit, so we can go to hive for tech for upgrades, but now we're still over by 7. Grab 7 off. We grab 10. So let's shift click out 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we got 7. Grab them off. And then we can check every base. They're all good. So let's send these other drones to this base right here. And let's build a couple gases. We're good to go. Awesome. Now make hydras, because we can make hydras. Because we're ready to go with hydras. Now, we're getting attacked by some stuff, so we can select our army and move the area. It's totally fine. Let's go back to injecting our bases, because that's more important than fighting the army. Again, we're not microing at all. Micro happens in legit like Diamond League. It does not happen in Bronze, Silver, Gold, or Plat. Diamond League is when we actually start microing, because and the reason why that is, again, is if you micro in lower leagues, you don't, there's something called multitasking, and you don't do it when you're a lower level player. You just don't. You tunnel vision one thing or another because you aren't fast enough to do both of them at the same time. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make you prioritize injecting your hatcheries. Injecting your hatcheries. Injecting your hatcheries. Making a creep spread. Creep spread. And I have no other creep because my queen died, so let's make another queen. And we'll just use this queen to creep spread now. It's fine. Totally fine. Let's spread some creep. Okay. And then now let's go into more hydras, because guess what? We have a lot of larvae. We can spend a lot of it. Make a ton of hydras again. And now let's go ahead and get ready to set up the A move of our army. So one roach goes on the left side of the map. Grab a roach, hold shift, A. Okay, he's attacking me. So select the army, attack his army. We'll go back to injecting our hatcheries. Make sure we're not going to miss a beat on that. Inject, inject, inject. Let's spread creep, spread creep, spread creep, spread creep. Make hydras. We're good. Okay, now it's over. Let's grab a hydra. A click, shift A click, one side of the map. The other side of the map, grab another hydra right here. Hold shift, A click, A click, A click, A click. So now we have two hydras going on both sides of every base, which is going to discover every base that exists on this map that is all the way leading to my opponent's main. So we're looking for any type of like hidden base that we could potentially kill before we kill him. Because the way we always want to attack our opponent is always outside in, not inside then out. You always want to kill their outer bases first, because they're the more exposed bases, way easier to kill. So now while we're waiting, we're going to spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. And what do we always say we always do whenever we spread creep? We pair that with injecting our bases. So let's go to our bases and inject our hatchery. Inject our hatchery. Inject our hatchery. Do a quick upkeep on our tech. Get hive going. Get ready to start level 2 carapace. Maybe fix our economy really fast for like our natural, which is oversaturated by 4. Every other base is looking good. Let's send them over here. And let's honestly take another base again. So when patches are mining out, we need new patches to send them to eventually. And now we found the guy's base. So we're going to select all army. On the mini map, A move his third base. A move his natural. A move his main. Forget about it. Forget about it. Go back to spreading creep. Spread some creep. Spread creep. Spread creep. Develop those habits. Get faster at it. Get faster at it. Keep doing this as fast as you can. Don't be the guy that takes 5 minutes to spread creep. Be the guy who takes 5 seconds or like 2 seconds. Same thing with hatcheries. You can be the guy that injects a hatchery like this, where you like inject, inject, or you could be the guy that injects a hatchery like this. Inject, 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 inject. And how do I do that so fast? I've done it thousands of times, millions of times. Probably not millions, but probably tens of thousands of times. And I am super efficient at doing it now. You could be the same way if you do it a lot. It's something that takes repetition, 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 repetition. You got to do it a ton to get good at it. And then go back to fixing our base. And again, we're not learning how to micro. We're not learning how to play like a pro gamer in Bronze League. We're learning the basic fundamentals of what's important. And it's maintaining good economy, maintaining good economy, maintaining good economy, maintaining our tech, maintaining our upgrades, maintaining our supply with larva, because look at our larva. We could have an army that's down by a lot of supply and within 1 second be like 163 supply and maxed out, because we have enough larva to do that. Why do we have enough larva to do that? Because we were injecting the whole time. We kept injecting. We kept injecting. We kept injecting. We have good map control right now because we have good creep spread. So it makes also, not only do we have a lot of vision, but our army goes across the map fast. So habits, priorities, those are things like your mechanics of your race. And then base upkeep is just not tunnel visioning. Like, don't even look at your army because it's not what's important right now. You just attack with it. If it dies, you remake it in a second. And instead, with the time that you have freed up, which you're not staring at the fight with, you're always making sure your economy is giving you a shitload of bank. Because you're never letting your bases be like 16 out of 4 patches here. 16 out of 8. 16 out of 8. That's what it would be if we never touched it again, which would be really bad. So we definitely want to make sure we can fix that all the time. And so on and so on and so on. And then we always keep expanding. Whenever new bases start getting filled up like that, we take another base. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on until somebody loses the game. And then for those of you who always like to see what the fights look like, this is what the fights looked like. And this is what the supply looked like in this game. And again, at this point in the game, let's go back to when nothing had happened yet really fast. So at this point in the game, barely anything has happened. Barely anything has happened. And look at the supply values. This is once again just a situation of efficiency versus non-efficiency. Mineral focus over gas. Now what we're looking at is a inefficient mineral line with a gas full. This is inefficient minerals with fully saturated gas. This is inefficient minerals with fully saturated gas, or almost. There's only one SCV missing there, but it's gas over minerals. This is definitely a gas priority build here, which is why this dude is, you know, he's got like, he's only got 32 SCVs and he's mining a lot of gas. But look at the supply and look at the army. Okay, look at what exists here. Everything in this green box costs minerals. The gases themselves, the SCVs and the command center, they all cost minerals. The Marines all cost minerals. The depot, the barracks, the turrets, all cost minerals. The only things in this base at all that cost gas are this one factory, this one starport, this armory, these add-ons, which are tech labs and reactor. And that's it. That's the only things that cost gas here. Everything else in this base is mineral, 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 mineral. So this is why you have a player. If the player didn't do a focused priority of resources for their build, where like they're gonna go, I'm gonna go 2 bases. They didn't prioritize minerals at all, which is why their supply is so low when nothing in this game has happened yet. Literally nothing has really happened. Yet I'm ahead by 50 supply for no reason. It's again, the same thing I've said 5 million times. Efficiency versus non-efficiency. So this is what the fights look like when the, you know, when these attacks show up. We'll go ahead and fast forward. And it's just, you know, a massacre. Go ahead and fast forward it again. Get to the next fight. And I'm not, there's no micro, there's nothing fancy here. It's nothing fancy, it's just raw mechanics of the game. It's just raw macro, which we did the whole game. Again, all we did here was we A-moved his army. We just went A-move over there. With select all army, A-move that area. No micro, no concave, no microing, no pullbacks, no splits, no stutter step, none of that crap. It's just A-move. And I didn't even look at the fight because we were too busy. Instead of watching the fight, we were too busy macroing with injects, with creep spread, with all that crap, with all that other good stuff, which we need to be good at. Because I know we have new viewers right now, which is why I'll say this one concept for this. When you look at good players in StarCraft 2, it's not, when you watch them, it looks like all they do is micro. Like you're like, oh my god, he's like flying an oracle around the guy's base. He's got a medevac drop, always attacking. This guy has mutalisks or zergling run-bys, always attacking someone's mineral lines. It's not because that's all they do. It's because they're so good at macro that that's all that you see that they do, because they do it so fast. They macro so fast. They also do it without even looking at the screen of it half the time. Like you don't even know they're doing it. So you need to develop yourself as a player to get to that level as well, to do macro fast enough to give yourself free time to then micro. And if you can't do that and you just micro without being good at macro, what you're going to do instead is you're going to tunnel vision your micro and you're not going to macro, which is going to mean that you're never going to have good supply. You're never going to have good supply. Ever. You're going to always be behind. And now here's finally our attack. We just ran over a battlecruiser right there. And then we're A-moving. This is purely A-move. And it's just too much. It's just too much Zerg, so Terran just dies. And again, look at the bank right now. Look at that bank, guys. We could remax like 3 times over. I could lose this army, remax, lose it again, remax, remax again. Like, I have so much freaking money here. It's insane. And why do I have so much money? Because we did a focused build of... we did a build that did like, it's understanding priority of resource. We want to go for drones, overlords, queens, and hatcheries to start the game off with, and then we'll make hydras at a really fast pace later. So, it's all minerals. Hell yeah. Mineral focus, baby. Let's get it going. Vibe, I want to repost this. Previous was mid-game, and I wanted to make sure you received it. I have watched the video you linked me yesterday. Now, taking notes. Now I'm just going to practice and get good routines. Very good video. Thank you. Yo, Space Tech, thank you, man. Sorry I have stream delay, so you probably won't hear me say that for a few minutes. The reason also why I'm running stream delay right now is because I was getting sniped during this series. So I'm trying to avoid people that are like Masters players that are going to fight me in Bronze and be like, I'm going to play Masters level in Bronze League. Because again, that's not the point of the series. If I play against someone who's like genuinely going to smurf me or snipe me, I'm still gonna play like I'm a bronze player, because I'm not gonna break character and be like, okay, let's just play GM now and just crush that guy, because it does nothing to help you guys learn the game if I do that. And again, I'm making the series for you, not for me, so it defeats the purpose of like, why the hell would I do that? But Space Duck, much love, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry guys about stream delay. I didn't want to do it, but I kind of have to because it was getting a little excessive with people sniping. It's happened before as well with previous series. Okay, guys, guess what? Guess what? We got ourselves a... I don't even know what race he is, but guess what? I don't care. It's not even important. We don't even need to look at his base at all. We just need to look at where the blocks of buildings are whenever we eventually get ready to attack. Whenever we're ready to attack. So let's get ready to expand. Let's go ahead and take our expansion. Mineral priority. No gas. Mineral priority. What does this cost? Minerals. Mineral priority, boys. We grab our hatchery. We add it into hatchery control group. Okay. Whoops. Hatchery control group. There we go. Group 5. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Let's make a pool. Let's let these drones go swimming in the pool, man. Mineral priority. I'm Bronze League. Remember, it takes me 20 minutes to build a building. You guys think I'm joking, but this is genuine. Okay, we can build a pool now. Okay. And bronze players, don't get... Again, I know I'm poking fun at you, but don't get discouraged, guys. You'll get better over time. The more you do something in repetition, the faster and faster and faster you get at it. You just become better at it over time. What's up, baby? And again, okay, we're getting all in. So now we're getting all in. That's totally fine. You know what we're going to do now? Not micro. Yeah. We're just going to make lings as a response to the fact that we're getting all in right now. Otherwise, we would just die. So let's make queens and let's make lings. We can make an overlord because we're supply blocked. It's totally fine. Let's make one of these gases get saturated. Okay. And get ready to rebuild that hatchery because it's about to die. Which is, again, it's totally fine. Let's try and rebuild that hatchery right now. Okay, so we also... Here's a cool trick as well. You can grab the larva before creep recedes, and you can build your lings off of that. So you don't have to, like, you know, just let it die, for instance. Okay. Now, we're just... All our lings are kind of just going down there to do whatever they want to do. I'm making drones in the process, guys. I made a bunch of lings and we're fine. Whatever happens, happens. Again, I don't want you... Again, this is going down the line again. ZVZ is definitely the more aggressive matchup we played so far. I don't want you guys to get stuck in the habit of going, oh, I'm getting attacked. I need to stop making units for the next 20 minutes. Don't do that. Just make a round of units. Like one good round of units. And then once you're ready to take the fight, then when you take the fight, start making drones again. And the reason why it should go like that is because if you don't ever stop making units, you're going to lose anyways, because you're going to get stuck in this weird position where you're going to have like a bunch of units sitting there defensively and have no worker supply, so you can't even develop your build at all. Okay, so we have a lot of gas, or a lot of resources that are excess because we lost our base, so let's just go ahead and make a roach warren and 2 evos right now. Screw it, just make it right now. Let's put our queen down at our natural, and let's shift up some injects. Queue up those injects.
Yeah. Yo, is this B2GM 2021?
It is.
Let's go.
Yo, a Juggernaut, thank you very much for the 5-month resub, dude. And Immortal Kombat, thank you for the 7-month resub. Dretchler, thank you for the Prime. Proxy D, Pinoy XD, rather. Thank you for the 26-month resub. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's grab 2 drones, send it down to my third, or my natural, sorry. Okay. Let's fucking take another base, boys. Take a base. Also take our gas because we're fully saturated on the mineral line, so we can now afford gas. Let's take a roach horn. Let's take weapons for roaches. Yep. And we're injecting our hatcheries. We're injecting our hatcheries. Yep. Let's saturate our gases, and now let's start making safety roaches. Why? Because we're fully saturated on 2 bases. Safety roaches. Now I know some of you might or may not have seen the blue on the mini-map right there, but again, as I'm not expecting a bronze player to see that. It's like, if you don't see it, it's okay. We're doing the sequence of what makes sense. Fully saturate 2 base and then make some roaches. Now let's try and take a 3rd again. It doesn't matter. If you die, you die. Just macro. We injected our bases. And now let's saturate our 3rd base. Get a couple more overlords. How many new players have you played with GM level since making this? How many players have I made GM with this series is what I think you mean?
The hive cluster is under attack.
Okay, the hatchery's gonna die. Are you saying wait, what? Are you saying how many what the fuck does that how many new players have you played with GM level? Oh, 0. I see what your question is. No, I played 0 with GM level. I'm not playing GM level in bronze. I'm not doing that. It defeats the purpose. It's stupid. If I get smurfed by someone who is gonna, you know, overpower me by being like, I know Vibe's playing Bronze League, I'm gonna play Masters level against it. I'm just gonna die. Because it's not about if I win or lose. Do I have like self-respect where like I can't lose to a Smurf, guys? I don't care at all. I'm trying to make a guide to help you guys. Okay, so we just lost another hatchery, so we moved our army to come over and help this base go down. Let's try and build it again. I'm just yeah. The whole point of the series is about you guys. It's not about me. Like I don't have an ego that's so large that I have to win games, otherwise I feel bad about myself. Like, or you know what I mean? Like I'll feel embarrassed or something. I don't give a shit. It's about making a guide that's realistic for people to follow. Okay. And let's be real. Whenever you guys say Vibe loses to a bronze player, I'm like, yep. I did. Now I won't be able to sleep tonight. God damn it. I truly believe that. Oh no. Oh, Eric, thank you so much for the raid, dude. What's up, guys? Welcome. Sorry about the stream delay. Okay. Worker count, 66. Now what are we going to do? We're going to make Hydras. Again, we're following the sequence. We made safety roaches, and we're going the sequence now to make Hydras until 120 supply. Again, our build's been pretty messed up this game because this guy keeps killing my bases. It's super annoying. But, you know, just stick to the plan. Macro, macro, macro. Try to be efficient. Macro, macro, macro. You will win more than you lose if you play like this. You will grow, like, when the more...
Don't forget to saturate those mineral lines, kids.
That's right. Saturate those mineral lines, guys. I can't really say you'll win more than you lose always, but you will grow in MMR. Like, you'll feel like you're 50-50 all the time, but you're going to play stronger players if you stick to the plan. Because you'll get stronger as a player yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead and inject our hatcheries. Inject our hatcheries. Inject our hatcheries. Saturate that base. Saturate that base. Let's take another base. And honestly, at this point, I would say we should probably take another base again. Why does this make sense? Because we're oversaturated here because we're mining out. And on top of that, we need to make drones again to 85. So we need a lot more room to build drones here. So let's go ahead and start making drones to 85. Don't forget to stop. Don't forget to inject. 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 Make drones. Don't forget to creep while we do this. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep spread. Creep. Let's put in some gaps that have missing creep, like there would be good, there would be good. This would be a good place as well, right there. And drone count right now is at 80. It's pretty much there. I'm now at 88, 87, 86 because I'm building buildings. So we're in the area. We're in the ballpark. This is great. Now, Let's go back to making Hydras. We just made a bunch of overlords, so I don't supply block anymore. And shift inject. Shift inject. Shift inject. Make Hydras in a second when we can. Are those still slowlings? Yeah, I'm not even going for speedlings this game. It doesn't. I don't need speedlings. We're not using speedlings at all right now. So we just shift A moved a roach on the on the right side, and now we're gonna do one on the left side. So we just, again, we're checking every base on the outside of the map in case this guy hides bases. We want to know how far out he's exposed to where we can attack, because we want to attack the most exposed base first and work our way inwards afterwards. Look what we just found. Look at that shit. We just found a base in the middle right of the map. People do this kind of stuff all the time. Let's go ahead and spread our creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep. Spread that creep, dude. Okay, now we can start also injecting hatcheries. And let's fix our economy here. Grab some drones, fix it. Grab some drones, fix it. Grab some more drones, fix it. Doesn't have to always be perfect. It just needs to be not red. That's all it is. We just also held down the Hydra button and we maxed out. Cool beans. Now let's get ready to get an infestation pit so we can go hive for upgrades. And let's go back to injecting our hatcheries. Injector hatcheries. Injector hatchery. Injector hatchery. Where's my queen? I thought I sent it up here. Where is my queen? Am I blind? Oh, there it is. Okay, the queen, it seems like it's going to die. It's okay. Yeah, so aim move my whole army in this area. Aim move the army. It's okay. Grab drones. Send them over here. Let's take another base. Drone count is still good. Okay, and then now let's do an A move. A move minimap. A move there. 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 Why are we doing it that way? Because we saw a base on the right side. So we're going to do a pass on all the bases on the right side. And then same thing, when if this army dies, we're going to take another army pass on the left side. It's fine. Vibe did get super tilted after losing back against Jesus last year. I get tilted sometimes by losing. But I don't get tilted as... it doesn't matter. Don't contradict what I said. Okay? I'm not a hypocrite. Let's be real. StarCraft sometimes tilts you. Okay? It happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. But you know what? Sometimes you make Silver League. Yeah! Silver 3! Hell yeah. See, macro works. It gets you out of bronze. I promise it'll get you out of silver too. And even gold. And you know what? It'll probably get you out of platinum as well. It'll actually get you all the way to GM. You just gotta start adding more to it. So guys, thanks for watching this Bronze 1 video for Zerg. Much love. Now we're in Silver 3. So practice up your injects, your creep spread, your mineral priority. We're gonna still do all of that in Silver League, but we're gonna add to it with a little bit of scouting.
Oh.
There's going to be very easy peasy basic scouting in Silver League. We'll talk about it when we get there. So guys, much love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Good luck to you. Hope you guys are improving. And yeah, thanks. Thank you. Bye. See ya.